Alright, this is the final portion of the head to toe assessment. So I'm going to have you stand up. First I'm just inspecting, looking for skeletal symmetry, inspecting the skin and then the joint spaces, seeing if there's any swelling, redness, asymmetry, masses, anything of that sort. And then going around to the posterior side, looking at the same thing. And then I'm also inspecting the musculature for size and symmetry. I would say that musculature is appropriate and symmetrical. So we're going to do range of motion here. So we're going to start with head range of motion. So I want flexion, extension, left lateral flexion, right lateral flexion, left rotation, right rotation. That was all smooth and symmetrical. We're going to go to shoulder movements. So if you want to stand the same way as me, make it easier so we don't hit each other. So we have flexion, we have extension, we have abduction, and then adduction, and then we have do your arms like that. External rotation and then internal rotation. All right, everything was smooth and symmetrical there. Now we're going to do spinal range of motion. So I want to do rotation, okay, and then lateral movements, and then flexion and extension. And then you can stand up straight. I'm just examining your spine here for any curvature that could represent scoliosis, which is not present. I'm going to have you lay in a supine position. We're going to do passive range of motion. So we're going to start with the hips. We're going to do flexion. Can I just have you scooch over for 1 second? Extension, and then we're going to do abduction, adduction, and then we're going to do, this is internal rotation, or excuse me, yeah, internal rotation, external rotation, and then we'll do that on the opposite side. So I'll just have you scooch to the side so we can do extension. So flexion, extension, abduction, adduction, internal rotation, external rotation. Everything moved appropriately. We'll go to the knees. We have extension right here, flexion, and then extension and flexion. We're gonna test the medial, or we're gonna check the medial and lateral collateral ligaments as well as the anterior and posterior cruciate ligaments. So to do that, I'm gonna take your leg, I'm gonna bend it, I'm gonna apply some medial pressure. This tests the medial collateral ligament, and then push pressure laterally, and this tests the lateral collateral ligament. It's also the Vargas and valgus pressure to test these is the official name. Okay, appears normal, and then they just do the drawer test. So pull out to test the anterior lateral, or excuse me, collateral, not collateral, cruciate ligament, and then push in to check the posterior cruciate ligament. And then again on the other side. Okay, there was no movement there, so that's appropriate. And then we have plantar flexion and dorsiflexion. And then we'll also do inversion, eversion. So plantar flexion, dorsiflexion, inversion, eversion. Everything moved appropriately, range of motion was fine. I'm going to have you sit up here. We're going to test strength. So it's on a grade of 5. So I want you to push down, we're testing tricep strength, pull up, biceps, and then raise your shoulder or your arms up into my, there we go, we're testing delts, and then pull down, testing lats, and then we're gonna check the glutes and the iliopsoas, in the hips. So, grip strength. Grip strength, strong and symmetrical. These all have been 5 as well. And then, so raise your legs. Both.
I can't at the same time.
Yeah. Okay, pull down, push out, and pull in. Okay, and then we're gonna test the strength of the quadricep by doing extension. Okay, and then pull back, and this is to test the hamstring. And then once again, push out and pull back. And then I want you to push down on my hands, like pressing gas pedal. That's for plantar flexion, and then dorsiflexion, pull up. Wonderful. And then we're gonna test for reflexes. I don't have my hammer. First reflex, those were all 5+ strength, and these reflexes are on a grade of 4. We're going to do the tricep reflex. Okay. And then bicep. And then brachioradialis. This side, watch is in the way. And then patellar. And then go down to the Achilles and do the ankle jerk. Alright, all of those were grade of 4, and then we'll do Babinski, where I take this and I go up the foot and watch the toes curl, as long as you don't pull your foot away from me. There we go. That reflex was appropriate, all grade of 4. We're going to test cerebellar function. So we're going to do rapid hand movements. I want you to take your hands and do this. Smooth and symmetrical on both sides. I want you to take your hands and I want you to touch your thumbs to your fingers like this. Alright, moving smooth and symmetrically again. Then I want you to take the ball of your foot and move it up and down your shin. And then on the other side. So all these movements are smooth and symmetrical and even. Next, we're going to test your cerebellar function more. So I'm going to have you stand up. We're going to have you tandem walk. I think the camera's that way. So just heel to toe. Watching for coordination, watching for balance, any type of balance issues. Then I'm going to have you walk back on your toes. And then back on your heels. And then I'm just going to have you come back here, and then I'm going to have you stand with your feet together, arms to the side, close your eyes. We're going to count for 20 seconds. I'm watching for any type of swaying or balance issues, and that is the Romberg test. And it appears to be normal. A slight bit of swaying, but nothing severe. All right, and that is the end.